You know, one of the things we love about you and Ashton so much is you guys kind of are, you see what you get, what you see is what you get. And Ashton just recently talked about his health journey.
Oh, yeah.
You know, did that bring you guys closer, having to like, you know, sit and talk about and those things? Did it bring you closer as a family?
So this happened right before COVID, so this was 3 years ago. I don't think that you have time to sit and talk. Like, you kind of just power through, you go, you deal with whatever health issue comes your way. Yeah. But you still got kids, you still got a family, you gotta live life.
Yeah.
And I think that it's, you know, we're so fortunate to have one another, but as far as like sitting there and incessantly talking about things, no, you gotta do.
Well, you guys did do the 90s show, and I'm geeked about it.
1 week, you break up with me, and the next week, you're Prince Charming?
I'm an incredibly complex man, Jackie.
Did it like freak your head a little bit when you said, okay, I'm going back to do this, and now I'm married to this man, and I have kids with this man?
Let me tell you, first and foremost, my child, without giving too much away, in this show, is way too old to be my child. So I was like, what are we, like teen parent, like, so, okay, I was like, whatever. So first of all, my kid's way too old. I want everybody to know, not possible. It's very good. Yeah. It's great, in fact. And I think that anyone that's ever watched 70s that was a fan.
Loved it.
I think would be very, 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 very happy with how the inciting incident of the whole series.
Cool. All right.
Yeah.
Good deal.
But my kid in it is...
That's a soap opera move. You know, in soap operas, they have like the kid and they're 2, and then they come back like 6 months later and the kid's grown and the parents are still the same. So that's
well, this kid's too old to be my kid, okay, y'all? I'm just wanting to be very clear.
I don't know what's me and what part I invented.
Your former classmate has made claims against you.
Don't talk about what happened that night.
Are you seriously trying to threaten me right now?
I hadn't read the book. This movie, Mila, OMG. So good. It sat with me in so many different ways. How difficult was it, though, for you to get into the mindset of what Tiffany Ani went through and, you know, kind of bring yourself into those moments?
I mean, I don't know if I'm gonna sound like a sociopath, but it wasn't that hard. I don't know. I have a very, you know, healthy relationship when it comes to acting. Like I don't live and breathe it. When I come home, I've always said this: who I am and what I do are 2 very different things. Understanding the why of the characters always the easiest way in, and I, you know, I guess reverse engineered it. So I went like, well, how did she end up here? Right. These are the incidents that happened. Can't control those incidents. You can't fault yourself for those incidents. You have to forgive yourself for those incidents. That is the film. So for me to do it, I think I had to approach it in a very, I guess, oddly logical way. Yeah. Yeah. And then allow the emotions to then take over.
How lucky for you, though, being on this set and having Jessica have written the book and also write the film. Did you just really get to sit and talk and like go over stuff with her, or do you work like that?
She was really great about like, I'm here if you need me, but this isn't an autobiography.
Okay.
Like she was really great. And that's what makes her, I think, a magical writer, is that she can create these characters, live with them, base them partially on herself, and then let you have the character. And I think so often writers sometimes aren't ready to let go of their character. And directors as well, which is what I also think makes Mike Barker so incredible, is that oftentimes directors take ownership of the story and ownership of these characters to a certain extent where they don't even allow the actors to have an interpretation of them. And the 2 of them together was like this incredible peanut butter and jelly sandwich of like creativity.
They're fun together too, just talking to them. They're a lot of fun talking.
We spent a lot of time together.
I assume you've seen the film
many a times.
Okay. So when I was watching it, I think for me too, it was not so much trauma, but I did feel like my teenage self, like I was watching my teenage self and having those experiences all over again. I don't know if you felt that way in some ways, but I was thinking too, like, what could I tell young Nischelle about, you know, how to do something different? Do you think about that? And what would you tell young Mila?
I don't know what I would tell her, but I think I thought about this, and I think that that's what's the beautiful thing about this film, is hopefully you walk out and have a lot of conversations like this. I'm so grateful. I was like, I wonder what in my life prevented me from getting myself into this situation. Like, so, you know, and I can go but without putting blame on Ani, without putting blame on Tiffany. She didn't do anything, but somehow she got to this situation how?
Right.
You and I both could have been in the same exact situation in multiple times in our lives, I imagine. How did I not get there?
Right. God bless that we did not get there.
Yeah.
And you have Kiara, who was fantastic.
Yeah.
I know they told me that you really kind of mothered her a lot and you mentored her.
I mean, I'd like to say more like sistered her, but okay.
Well, you mentored her. Let's say that.
She's so brilliant. She's gonna be fine without me, okay? Like, let's give Kiara credit where credit is due. She's an incredible actor. She's so professional. She's so fun. She's so smart. She's great. She doesn't need me, but I'm here should she, okay? Like, if there's anything she needs, I am right here.
There's so many heavy moments and heavy topics. I mean, the school shooting was very in your face. I thought the sexual assault, how it was written, was really interesting because it was a little murky and she's not sure how she feels, and then she is sure, but she's not sure. And that actually is what really sat with me because I thought, well, this is a conversation piece for so many people at home.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think we have to remember, it's a very good question for Jess, and I'll tell you. Jessica Knoll, who wrote the film, wrote the book, also wrote an op-ed piece about when this happened to her. And so this is her interpretation or her version or her truth, how she experienced it.
Right.
And that is how it felt for her, and that is how she recalls it. As far as the school shooting, I think that's just the unfortunate, unraveling of the story. And that's kind of, for her in the book, it was a very interesting jumping off point of just finding reasonings and ownership of what you did, how you did, what you could have done different.
Yeah.
Guilt. There's a million things, and I think it just helps service the story.
So you're a mama. When you tackle material like this, does it ever make you think like, okay, what kind of conversations can I now have with my son and my daughter?
And okay, so they're still little.
Yes,
right?
they are.
So they're almost 6, almost 8. Not yet, not about this. I know, and there's probably some parents that are like, you need to start talking. I'm more inclined, I'd rather talk to them now about, the birds and the bees, so to speak, and anything else. I'm not ready to talk about school shootings. I can't do it. But they do drills in school. So when I grew up, you did earthquake drills.
Absolutely.
And now they don't call them active shooter drills for little kids, but they have different names for them, right? And they do them.
That gave me goosebumps.
It's sad. It's the worst.
Goosebumps.
Just to think that this is the society that we are living. Like, that's my 6 and 8-year-old go to school doing an earthquake drill and also call it whatever you shall, but an active shooter drill at 6 and 8. We don't talk about it.